North Carolina is a great place to move for many different reasons. To name a few, you have the mountains, you have beaches, you have 4 seasons that contain of beautiful weather. But some individuals don't feel as if North Carolina is worth the long-term stay. What's up, family? It's Roney Polynice here. If this is your first time on this channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. And while I have your attention, make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and the bell so you're notified every time I do a video sharing with you exactly what it's like to live, eat, sleep, play, all in Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, just as much as I enjoy making these videos for you, I am a licensed realtor here. So that number that's popping up right there, give me a call, shoot me text, email, day or night, heck, maybe even on the weekends if you need help relocating or you just have some real estate questions for me. But always remember one thing, in this market, I got your back. This video is not meant to keep you away from North Carolina. In fact, it's meant to share with you the good, the bad, and the ugly so you are fully aware what North Carolina is like and so you don't move out. I myself, I'm probably not moving anywhere anytime soon. I'll tell you that. But I left Connecticut about 4 years ago, and in that decision, it played a big factor of the weather. I mean, being in Connecticut, majority of the year, you're dealt with snow, cold days, cloudy, it's just cold rain, all that stuff. I just could not tolerate it, and when I had to get out. And so I want to share with you some of the reasons why some people are leaving North Carolina so you can make a better judgment on, hey, is this a place where you can stay, or is this a place you just do not consider at all? You'll hear from time to time, many people mention, it's a culture shock. Simply because, that's either it's the slower pace, and again, I'm coming from up north, so I get it. It's not that big of a difference. It is a slight, you'll see it here and there where people are just moving a little bit slower, just kind of are not there, I would say.
Oh, no, he didn't.
But this is no slight to anybody that is in North Carolina, but this is just the reality of it. Yes, I do experience some slowness, but it does not change my day-to-day. I don't think it would change your day-to-day. If you're one of those individuals that like to move fast, I think you'll be just fine. And you'll just be moving a little bit faster than others. And to add on to that, I mean, a lot of people are moving here consistently. And that's driving a lot of people out of here because they hate the fact that it's getting a little bit more crowded. Now, I don't know what crowded means to everyone, but it's not crowded like New York. It's not crowded like LA. It's not crowded like Atlanta. I mean, it's not to that magnitude, at least for now, because again, who knows what it's going to look like. But even with the people flocking in left and right, that culture shock is a big thing for them because maybe they don't like to be crowded around a whole bunch of people. They want actually land. They don't want to deal with the day-to-day of individuals moving slow, or for the fact that things are simply changing. And then how can I ever forget the nightlife here? Don't expect much. I'm just sorry. I mean, it's the capital of North Carolina, and I'm just going to be honest with you. It's just not maybe what you're looking for. If you're looking for something where you can be out all night, you can go clubbing all night, you can kind of take that away. If anything, you're going to have more bars more than anything. In fact, the only plus I would say here is the fact that it's one long strip called Glenwood Avenue that has many different bars, shops, restaurants that you can go and attend, clubs as well that you can go to. But besides that, you'll just have your small little ancillary things all around North Carolina that you can go ahead and check out. And those are a few things that individuals are seeing and kind of experiencing when they get here. Now, don't be one of those individuals to get here and then experience it and say, I gotta go. Before you go, make sure that you are actually learning a little bit more about that area, because that moving process could be a headache. I get it. and I want to be able to take away some of that pain that you guys experienced when moving to anywhere, especially North Carolina. This one comes to me as a surprise because I thought North Carolina was a state where many people moved to retire. However, it doesn't seem like that is the case because some individuals are moving out of North Carolina to retire in other states. Now, I don't know exactly why because if I'm not mistaken, this state was actually considered one of the top places to retire. But when people are leaving this state to go to other states to retire for whatever reason, it makes you question, what is it about this state really that does not fulfill those individuals that are looking to retire? And the only real logical thing I could think of is the fact that it costs a little bit less to go into those other states, our neighboring states. Florida, for instance, is not too far. You still get the best of both worlds by being in Florida. And speaking of costs, a lot of things that individuals do mention in terms of why they're leaving North Carolina, it's because the cost of living is just not where it is that they expected. In fact, maybe some people just can't afford it anymore. One thing I would mention is the real estate. As we all know, all around the United States, the real estate has been going insane. It's been doing nothing but going up. And honestly, this being an equity state, I think it's only going to continue to rise for the greater good, for the long term of those individuals. So yes, that I think is driving a lot of people out of home ownership, and they're not seeing their ability to be able to own a home anymore in North Carolina. So they're like, I got to get out of here. It's, I got to chuck up the deuces and I got to go. And then let's not forget, one of the big reasons as well, I think personally, is taxes. When you have your neighboring states like Georgia and Tennessee have lower tax rates and incentivizing those individuals to be in those states, I mean, it's an easy trigger, it's an easy pull for somebody to see that and just say, that actually sounds like a great idea.
He has a point for once.
So I think the cost of living, especially when it comes to taxes and especially real estate, I think those are the two major things is driving individuals out of North Carolina. Now, if you're an individual who's looking at North Carolina and you're just confused and you just don't know if North Carolina is a good fit for you, continue to watch this video. But nonetheless, reach out to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, email, day or night, heck, maybe even on the weekends. And let's figure out if North Carolina is a good fit for you, because we don't want you to be the one to move here 6 months later, or maybe even sooner than that, find out that this is not the place. And now you got to restart that entire daunting process all over again. Although the job market here is relatively good, and in fact jobs and corporations are relocating here, putting their headquarters here on a consistent basis, I find a lot of people are leaving North Carolina because they're getting another job somewhere else. I mean, let's not forget, remote work is a thing now. Now, I don't know what exactly is going to happen to remote work, but right now, this is the new reality of it. And I believe the fact that individuals have the ability to work remote, they're like, you know what, I don't have to stay in North Carolina no more. I can go somewhere else. Or they're actually getting another job in a different location, and they have to relocate to that state. This one being on the list does not come as any surprise. I mean, if you hate him, I understand him. I can tolerate them, but some just can't. And the bugs, it's the insects, those things scare a lot of people. I actually had a client once that actually mentioned, hey, if there is frogs in your state, I am not moving there. And I was like, frogs? What's wrong with frogs? But everybody has their own sense of, things that they do not need in their life. So I completely understand. To name a few that is here, you have mosquitoes, you have wasps, you have fire ants. That I had to learn myself when I first moved here about fire ants. All I saw was ants, and I didn't know anything of them. And until they started crawling on me, started biting, it's like a nice little sting that you get. It's nothing in that. I was just like, wow, I did not know about those, and now I'm wary of it. So if you're here, just stay out of the dirt, especially during the spring and the summer. That's when you'll really find them. But other than that, you have flying cockroaches. I personally haven't. But I think the most important one that needs to be discussed are snakes. As much times as I've been outside, and I'm an outdoors guy, if you guys don't know, I love being on trails. I love going hiking. I love just being outdoors. As many times as I've been out, I've probably seen about 2 of them, and they were small little baby ones. I'm not afraid of snakes, but if I see one, I'm going to let that snake do what that snake has to do and just kind of move along with my life. However, I've only seen a couple of them, so I don't really know where they are. and supposedly this is a state that has many of them, but I just have not seen them. So that's something to be wary of. I just want to share with you that because, again, it's something that everyone always gives me a call and says, is there snakes in your state? I'm like, well, I don't see them that often, but I've seen them. But keep in mind, all of those bugs, insects, they're really going to be during the spring and summer, in which majority of the year North Carolina gives you a long extended spring and summer. So I don't know, you can really choose if you like to tolerate them. If you don't like to tolerate them, then it is completely up to you whether North Carolina is a good fit for you or not. Some states just cannot please everyone. Remember that, because I moved to North Carolina for the weather, but many people leave because of the weather. I mean, yes, I understand during the spring it is very difficult to dress because in the morning it'd be relatively cold. During the evenings or afternoon, it just warms up. So now everything that you warm to bundle up, it's like, now you can take it off. That's a good problem to me. But many people may not like the aspect of, hey, I have to dress a certain way and then I have to change my entire wardrobe because it's too hot. Speaking about how hot it gets, I mean, the summers, the humidity, let's talk about it. Yes, you'll have, I would say, about 2 months, starting from, I would say, late June to late, I would extend it to early September of when you have the humidity there, and it's daunting. I mean, very first time I moved here, I remember a colleague of mine was saying, hey, you're gonna hate the summers here. And I was like, what is wrong with you? Why would I hate summers? Like, it's nice weather, I get to go outside, I get to do my thing. And they're like, you're gonna hate it. And when we experience it, you're gonna understand exactly what it is I'm talking about. And I mean, boy oh boy, is the humidity something here. I was not prepared, I did not know, but now I am fully aware and I'm warning you. And then you can't forget about natural disasters that happen here. Now, of course, we have snow that happens very rarely. But if it happens, again, city just shuts down. But you also have tornadoes and hurricanes. Based off of my time and when I've been here, I've experienced about 3 of them. Nothing major to the point where I was at in that state, in that city at that time, it didn't do any major damage. I was not concerned. In fact, I did a poor job with preparing myself, and thankfully nothing bad happened because I was not really prepared. And then how can we get my favorite reason why individuals are leaving North Carolina? The pollen here and just allergies. I mean, goodness, oh goodness. If I knew, I think I would have definitely made a change. Thankfully, my allergies are not as bad as what they once were, because if it was, I would not be here right now, because the pollen here, it is disgusting. It's you actually can see the pollen. It's this little green stuff. So during, I would say, of course, during the spring season, everyone's car is green, and that is the pollen. If North Carolina isn't for you based off of what I mentioned, or you're just sick and tired of it and you need to get out, I completely understand. We're gonna miss you. But don't forget one thing. I'm a licensed realtor here. So if you need help relocating in or out of the state of North Carolina, that number that's popping up right there, make sure to give me a call, shoot me a text, email, day or night, heck, maybe even on the weekends. Always remember one thing. I got your back in this market.